SAFM Sports Special.
Thank you very much to Carmen Reddy and the news team. Welcome to the second half of SAFM Sports Special on this Saturday afternoon and Women's Month, of course. We hope you've had a good start to the month and that you had a good Women's Day on Thursday. Before the news, I asked you to SMS in what is your favourite moment from the Olympic Games so far. SMS us on 34701. The SMS costs you R2. SMS in what has been your favourite moment of the Olympic Games so far. And you can catch us also on Twitter on SAFM SS. Now, I have no doubt that there will be a few SMSs coming in for Cameron van der Burg and seeing him standing on the podium with the gold medal and also with the world record under his belt in the 100-meter breaststroke final. Cameron van der Burg is online. Cameron, thank you so much for joining us here on SAFM.
Oh, and your pleasure. Thanks a lot for having me.
Cameron, you just arrived back a couple of days ago. I'm sure it's been absolutely crazy. So far, how has things gone since you touched down back in South Africa?
It's been really busy so far. I think from landing at the airport, it was really overwhelming just to see the amount of people that came out to support us and to see us. And I think that was the first time that both Chad and I realized, I think, and it sunk in, what we had achieved and how what we did united the nation. And I think that, from now on, I think, Chad and I, we both need to try and look forward and try and keep our head grounded. And over the next couple of years, I think that, we will have a couple of challenges going our way. And I think that the biggest thing we need to do is just try and keep to what we have been doing so far. That's been working and allowed us to bring home the medals.
Now, I've spoken to quite a few people. I've been reading through Twitter. There's so many people saying that you and Chad have inspired them to take up professional swimming, and this is now what their goals are going to be. Tell us a little bit about the preparation for the Olympics, what it takes to get to that level. I think, behind the scenes, there's so many things that people don't see, and a lot of us sacrifice a lot of our lives to get to this point. And people like Chad and I, we're very fortunate that we came off on the right end of the scale. And you see a lot of times that it is unfortunate that sometimes it doesn't pay off. But things like like matric holiday, I was not able to go on matric vacation because I had to stay and train for a qualification for World Championships. And as a teenager, you want to have an active social life, or in college, all of your friends are going out, and a lot of these kind of things you have to give up because you have to, get up for training in the morning, and you can't go out partying till 2 or 3 a.m. And there's no such thing as long holidays, and even just to have a proper relationship with people with the girlfriend can be very challenging because we travel so much. So, and then obviously there's all the training that goes on behind the scenes as well. And, we average about 30 hours a week in and out of the pool and dry land. And I think it's luckily it was all worth it in the end, though. So, we're very fortunate. Well, Cameron, I don't doubt that the women are going to be throwing themselves at your feet. So you'll have the choice of whoever you would like. But taking us through that race, the 100-meter breaststroke, standing on the starting blocks, hearing the gun or the buzzer as it is now, take us through the race, what you went through mentally to touch in that time of 58:46.
Yeah, well, going from the semis to the final, placing an Olympic record in the semi-final, I was in the favorite going into the final, and I think those last 24 hours was the most difficult thing I ever had to do in my life. I was under so much pressure, and I was very lucky to have been working with a really great support team, and I work with a great sports psychologist, Henry, and he really prepared me for those last 24 hours because you can't focus on the magnitude of the situation being an Olympic final. You have to try and just go into the race as it's business as usual and just concentrate on all of the small things, just to have a good start and a good technique and good turns and finishes. And he taught me that if you look after the small things, the sport will look after itself. And that's definitely what we did. And and took all the pressure off me and allowed me to focus and just swim a good race, and that's what we've trained for.
You listen to SFM Sports Special, and I'm joined on the line by Cameron van der Burg, 24-year-old gold medalist who won it in the 100-meter breaststroke and in a world record time of 58:46. Now, Cameron, there's been a lot spoken in the media about the Australian media, what they're saying about you with the extra dolphin kick,
Sure.
and they feel that it's controversial. I know you came out and said when you touched down that you feel that maybe you've been a victim of it, and you do feel that it is almost standard practice at the moment. After that first 50 meters in the final, you were in first place before you turned around. How much of a difference does that extra dolphin kick make?
I think I don't really think that it makes a big difference at all. I think it's part of your natural stroke. From angulation, transferring power from the arms to the legs, it just occurs naturally. And the times that we swam, I posted a really good time, if I can say, and I think that I definitely don't feel that anything like I gained any benefit from anything.
And in terms of having a look forward, what is next for you? What's after this?
Well, looking forward, we have our short course nationals coming up on the weekend, which is in Pietermaritzburg. It's next weekend, and that serves as the qualification for World Championships, which is in December. It's our short course, and so it's not as so we say prestigious Olympics, and I think that our main goal for the year now is over, and the next part of the year is a little bit more quiet, and I'm going to take a bit of time off just to relax and enjoy what we've done, and I think that the next shall we say, the startup for the next Olympic Games already begins, when we start training in a couple of weeks' time. And I think that I'm just going to, like I said, take it easy. And I'm definitely not ready yet to start up the training for the next 4 years.
And, there was a lot of talk after Beijing 2008, the South African team coming home. They weren't happy, just the one medal coming home. What is the feeling in the camp at the moment after, first of all, the 3 gold medals? It seems as though the athletes are performing better. A lot are breaking personal bests. Doesn't matter if they're not getting a medal, but they seem to be performing at their best. What is the feeling like in the team?
I think the team. We have a great team this time around. We really all tight knit, and I think a lot of us have grown up in South Africa competing with each other, so we're all very confident. And I think that this time around, we had a really great support group, and with the coaches and our psychologists and everything, even down to the gym coaches. They all really put in a lot of effort and a lot of time thinking about what we were going to do this time around. And SASCOC has been really amazing to us for all the support and the grants that they've given us and the sponsors. And I think that's made the biggest difference. Where this time around, a lot of athletes didn't have to worry that they needed to train and do a job in between hours, and we could just really focus purely on performance and training, and I think that's made the biggest difference.
Well, Manfred Seidler is on the line, Cameron, and he wants to ask you a question. He's there in London still. He's been left behind. You left him behind there, but he wants to ask you a question. Manfred?
I'm homesick, Cameron. Quick question, Cameron, just a quick question. Well, you answered one of them already when you spoke about SASCOC and the support, because I've been seeing a lot of people saying, SASCOC haven't supported the athletes. Sure. But you've answered that question. The other one I had for you was that period from the semi-final to the final, where you're preparing mentally for the race. How difficult is it not to over-focus on the race and also not to under-focus? In other words, overanalyze the race or just completely go and withdraw and do nothing. I mean, there's a fine line, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, there's a fine line, because you don't want to get too excited and almost sort of say emotionally you lose energy and you lose focus and you almost tired yourself out. And for me, what I just really try to do is that I knew that I was focused. I knew that, like I said, I've been preparing for this race for the last 4 years. I feel that every major final that I made over the last 4 years has been preparation just to get to that final. So I knew my race plan was good, and I like I said, I can swim that race with my eyes closed, kind of like brushing your teeth. And I think that then I just needed to focus not to get too excited too soon and too quickly, because for me, I don't enjoy training at all, but I really love to race. And so I know that when I get out there and when I get out under all those people and the supporters, I get so pumped up and I get really excited to race. And so you don't want to get into a situation where you get excited too early, and that by the time you get to the race, you sort of already come down off your peak and you're coming and you're dipping into a low. So the whole day, just focusing on the small things, not thinking of the magnitude, just chatting to my mates, calling friends, just chatting to the guys on the team, just trying to take my mind off everything.
Well, Cameron, thank you so much for joining us here on SAFM. I know you have a very busy week ahead of you, and I'm pretty sure a few busy months ahead of you. Thank you very much, and congratulations again on that gold medal.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
That's Cameron van der Burg, the 24-year-old who won gold in the 100-meter breaststroke final in its world record time of 58.46. He also set that Olympic record time in the semi-finals when he came first in his semi-final, that time of 58.83.